Hey everybody, what is crack-a-lackin'? This is Like It's 1985. This is my review of Marvel Select Deadpool. And in this review I'll be comparing the Marvel Select version with the ToyBiz Marvel Legends figure. So you'll see some of the differences. I'll highlight some of the differences between the two figures so you kind of get an idea of what those are. First off here, let's take a look at the display base here that comes with the figure. A really nicely detailed display base, as you can see here. Kind of a broken wall here with a bunch of bullet holes in the bricks. On the surface, on the ground, you can see there's shell casings. There's actually a peg right there. The figure has two peg holes on his feet, but you don't really need to use the peg there if you don't want to. But you can see, really nicely detailed base there. It comes packaged in two separate pieces. Now let me go ahead and move on to the weapon accessories. As you can see here, the Deadpool figure has the, I believe they're called Sai, one in each hand. And depending on how you get them in there, they may stay better or worse depending on how you put the handles in. You can do the test here and you can see one fell out, one didn't. It just kind of depends on how you place them in the hand. So there are those. Let's move on to the two handguns. You can see he has one holstered here on his left thigh and over here on his right thigh. And he can dual wield these. The sculpt of the hand allows that. Let me go ahead and bring these out and place them in his hand. And these, because the hand is really sculpted around them, around the handle, it's really tight fit. It's not going anywhere at all. Let me go ahead and put the other one in here just to show that off. So there you go. It's pretty cool. And let me go ahead and take these out. And let me move on to the next accessory. Let me go ahead and show you the two swords. I'm sure there's a more proper name for that, but anyways, let me just show you the detail on this. Really cool. Nice paint apps, nice sculpting detail. It's soft rubbery plastic, but you do want to be careful not to bend those. Now these, as you'd imagine, they can be placed in the figure's hands, but they're rather loose. And they kind of move around a lot. But, you know, you can get them in there. That's no problem. It's just a matter of you do that and it's probably going to fall out. There we go. Finally, the last weapons accessory this figure comes with is the machine gun here. Really nicely detailed, really nicely painted with a silver and almost like a black wash. So this also goes pretty well in his hand. Again, it's just a matter of finding the right way to put it in there. So you can see there, no worries there. That's going to stay in there pretty well. So, with that look at the accessories, let's take a close look at the figure. Starting with the head here. The chest. This does not come out. I tried and it does not actually come out. It's sculpted into the plastic there. But it's a nice detail nonetheless. He can have his two blades here. There's places for that, as you can see, like so. Something like that. So you do have storage for those, which is nice. This also does not seem to come out, so that's part of a sculpt and not an actual weapons accessory. Let's go ahead and run down the articulation on this guy. Well, fully rotate at the head. Doesn't have a lot of articulation or movement like that. I mean, you can just barely move it up. It doesn't seem to want to go farther than that. But a full 360 as far as the rotation swivel. Swivel at the shoulders. Arms can go out that far. There is no bicep swivel or joint of any kind. a single point of articulation at the elbow, which is, you know, very basic. A swivel rotation at the wrist. Again, the hands, there's no interchangeable hands, and the hands are not articulate. You do have, looks like a swivel joint at the waist, but no upper body or ab articulation at all. The legs, you can see here there's a joint here and a joint here. Of course, the joint here is the swivel for the thigh, but then you have a really, it doesn't seem to want to move too much for me. You can kind of move it, but it's really stiff, so you really don't get a lot of articulation, range of articulation there. There's a joint there, but just not a whole lot of range. I can't seem to get it to go forward or out to the side without seeming like it's going to break on me. You can see it moves out like that, but that's about it. Swivel again at the thigh or hip. Nice double bend at the knees. And just a swivel bend, well, not really a bend, but a swivel and a joint at the ankle. So, you know, it's fairly basic articulation. Now, let's compare the actual Marvel Legends ToyBiz figure. I guess starting off with a size comparison, and here it is. You can see quite a difference in size. So I unfortunately don't have a tape measure, but I do have a can of soda, and you can see how tall he is compared to that. So he probably is a good 10, maybe 12 inches. It's a really nice scale in terms of just a lot of a figure, a lot of plastic you get for around $20. So as we're going to compare the articulation, let me put the select version off the side here. Just real quickly, I haven't reviewed this guy, but much more movement in the head. You can see all the way around, up and down. You can just get a lot of different poses with the neck. Shoulders go out. It has an extra joint here between the torso and the shoulder, so you got a wide range of articulation there. Swivel at the bicep, a double bend at the elbow, whereas you only have a single bend with the Marvel Select figure. You do have a cut right here at the forearm, and then you have articulation at the wrist as such, and then the four fingers here are articulated on a joint. You have ab articulation, whereas on the Select version you do not. Legs are very posable, as you can see, forward, out to the side, double bend. You have this extra joint here, whereas you don't have that on the Select version. So you get the idea of articulation. Now, comparison of the weapons. Well, this guy, since I haven't reviewed him, let me go over it real quick. You get the two blades here, much like you do with the Select version. You get one of these handguns here. You get these two, they look like AK-47s, but I'm not a weapons expert, so, you know, feel free to correct me if you want to. So you get two of those. And then you get, in addition with the Marvel Legends ToyBiz, you do get this guy here, this figure, a stand, and an extra head, and the two sai here. So, as you can see, the Marvel Legends ToyBiz version is much more articulated, has some really cool extra accessories like the optional extra head and the extra figure that comes packaged with it. So that's all I really have to say about the comparisons between the two. You saw the size difference. Let me just do it one more time just to illustrate that size difference. So this guy must be about 6 or 7 inches probably, but you can see the size difference there. Which it doesn't bother me. I mean, the Select figures are known for their size, but they also have limited articulation as compared to their Marvel Legends ToyBiz counterparts. And I guess we can do like just a visual comparison between the two. There are some differences in the way they designed, like the upper torso. You can see that he has some of these grenades here hanging off his strap there. But overall, it's the same idea. A different way to holster the swords. These actually have full sheaths, whereas you can see here, those are just basically just holders. So there you go. And let me wrap up the review with a quick look at the packaging for Marvel Select Deadpool here. Pretty big package. Let me pull away here from the package. You can see here, nice big bubble. Has Deadpool along the side here. Picture of Deadpool's head. Looks like he's getting shot up or something. And here is like the bio, or yeah, the bio, or no, it tells more about the bio here. Sorry, you can read that. And some other figures in the Marvel Select wave or line. This figure came out back in 2010, and you have to buy a totally separate Deadpool Marvel Select figure to get the optional head, which sucks. Wow. That's one thing I don't like about the Marvel Select Deadpool, is it would have been nice for them to include at least the head so you can switch it out. So, and as I mentioned before, the ToyBiz Marvel Legends Deadpool does have that option included with the figure. So there you go. Looks like this review has gone on longer than I intended, but this is a review of Marvel Select Deadpool. Thanks for watching.